of Higher Education has reviewed its decision to reduce the number of students accepted by UNISA in the 2021 academic year. Initially, Minister Blade Nzimande had instructed UNISA to reduce the number of first-time students by 20,000. We're now joined by Commissioner for South African Human Rights Commission, Gaum. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us here on SABC News.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Of course, the Human Rights Commission was admitted as amicus curiae in the matter, not directly a party in the case, but certainly giving advice. Of course, take us through how we got to where we are at the moment, where the decision by the minister to reduce the number of students by 20,000 has then been reviewed, and your real role in the issue and what you gave forward.
Yes, thank you very much. The minister took a decision to instruct UNISA that it should reduce its number of first-year students by 20,000. And that decision, and then UNISA also took the same decision to go ahead and reduce the number of students by 20,000. And it is those two decisions that has been taken to court. Now, often the Commission would then apply to be a friend of the court. That is basically what amicus curiae mean, a friend of the court. And in this instance, we applied to be a friend of the court. We were admitted as an amicus curiae, and we really welcome the decision of the North Gauteng High Court, who heard this matter as a matter of urgency to review and set aside both the decision of the minister and its instruction to UNISA, as well as UNISA's decision to go along with that particular instruction. So the net result of all of this now is that the 20,000 students who have been provisionally accepted, but then the decision of the minister and UNISA came, which basically excluded them, that those 20,000 students will indeed now go to UNISA, be admitted there, become students of UNISA, and we are really overjoyed for the result of this court case, and also for the excellent work done by our Gauteng Provincial Office as a matter of extreme urgency to get our papers before the court for its consideration.
I'm sure the Human Rights Commission is watching everything unfolding quite closely at the moment, and I'm wondering if you'll take an opportunity to get involved in another issue that might then come to the fore, which might be the issue of human rights violations. Just yesterday, there were 2 students who were injured. Of course, there was also a fatality of a passerby, someone who wasn't even involved in the protest action. And I wonder, we've been talking about, before talking to you, I was having a conversation just about the heavy-handedness of the police. And of course, the Professor Stellenbosch was telling me that, there are certain guidelines in terms of how policemen do react. And of course, my question was really also around the fact that these students were unarmed. Yes, they might have been angry and in protest that they would have been, but none of them, had firearms or anything of them. In fact, one of the students who was shot in the leg was recounting her story and saying, she was told to run, and she did. And as she was running, she still got shot anyway. And I wonder if, looking at the totality of all of this that's happening, if the Human Rights Commission will certainly then get involved in that aspect. Obviously, you've now assisted greatly with the issue of the 20,000 students who were to be excluded. But I wonder if you will then also focus on this too.
Yes, no, absolutely. We are already involved as far as that matter is concerned. We have on numerous occasions expressed, both to the police minister as well as the commissioner of police, our concerns as to how the police manages protest action. And we will continue doing that. Boang Jones, our provincial manager in Gauteng, indicated yesterday already that he was in contact with the provincial commissioner of police in Gauteng. I have also contacted my colleague who looks after civil and political rights, Commissioner Nissen, and he has been in contact with the top management of the police and the Minister of Police. But the Human Rights Commission will also play a larger role in terms of assisting in training and so on, so that the police start managing these protests better and they don't overreact to the extent that they sometimes unfortunately do. I don't say this is a general observation of all police officers who manage these events, but certainly there is a trend that is of great concern to the South African Human Rights Commission. So yes, we are indeed already paying attention to these issues.
Yeah.
The other issue I want to highlight again is that students or whoever take part in protest action should also always remember that the Constitution protects protest action that is peaceful and unarmed. And sometimes it happens that that threshold is overstepped, which would then not have constitutional protection. But the more pertinent matter here is the overreach, the apparent overreach of the police yesterday, and we are most certainly paying attention to that issue at the highest level.
All right. Thank you so very much for giving us your time this afternoon, Mr. Gaum from the South African Human Rights Commission. We appreciate this.
Thank you.